Of a Tesla Cybertruck that police say was intentionally detonated outside of the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. This is, as of this morning, being investigated as a possible act of terrorism.
As of right now, our number one goal is to ensure that we have the proper identification of the subject involved in this incident. Following that, our second objective is to determine whether this was an act of terrorism or not. I know everybody's interested in that word and trying to see if we can say, hey, this is a terrorist attack. That is our goal, and that's what we're trying to do.
All right, CNN Chief Law Enforcement and Intelligence Analyst John Miller is with us. CNN Law Enforcement Analyst and former Secret Service agent Jonathan Wackrow is with us. We're going to dig into a lot of different things right now. John, first, just what's the latest on the Las Vegas investigation?
Well, the Las Vegas investigation is taking an interesting turn as they get deeper into the profile of the individual who rented the vehicle. Now, let's go full stop here for a second. They believe they know who rented the vehicle, but they are not 100% certain that that is the person who's in the vehicle because that body, because it's badly burned, has not been identified. But the renter, like the New Orleans suspect, is military background, but not former military. He's active duty military with 19 years plus of service, and he's part of Special Forces Command. He is highly trained in communications, electronic measures for bomb detections, intelligence operations. He would be one of the most sophisticated, in terms of training, people in the Green Beret.
Okay, just so we're talking about these two different things, the similarities are both rental electric vehicles from this Turo place, both military backgrounds, explosives in both trucks, both attacks happened on New Year's in tourist locations.
That's right, and that is why they say we can't eliminate the possibility that they're connected. And yet, if you look at New Orleans, where he does 5 recordings apparently in the dark as he's driving, towards Louisiana from Texas, he's talking about family problems, financial problems, his life coming apart at the seams, and that he's joined ISIS, and that's why he's doing this. If you look at Las Vegas, so far, it appears that they don't have communications or a clear motive from the individual who's in that truck.
All right, so Jonathan Wackrow, right now we have warrants being executed in New Orleans at Airbnbs, in Houston at the home of the New Orleans attacker, I guess in Colorado at the home of the person tied to the rental vehicle in the Las Vegas attack. We're 24 hours in. What's taking so long here in this search process?
Well, the search process needs to operate in different phases. One, you have to actually go to the court to get those warrants themselves. You have to swear out in front of a magistrate and make sure that the legal process and the legal justification for going into these locations is validated. From there, it's not like what you see on television where the police just rush in and look for items of evidentiary value. What they actually have to do is, because we have explosives that are involved here, you have to first make sure and focus on officer safety and scene safety. So what's going on is explosive technicians are going into these sites first, not looking for items of evidentiary value, but ensuring that there's no primary explosives, that there are no booby traps, that it is safe for the investigators to go in and then conduct a very methodical search for everything that's on that warrant and anything that's within plain sight that is of evidentiary value that can be used to then piece together, to really find a motive and the intent for these different attacks.
And again, one of the things John Miller pointed out right there, in New Orleans, you do have this trail of radicalization. Mm-hmm. In Las Vegas, we don't even have a name yet, so we don't have anything like that just yet. Yeah,
we don't have a name, and we also, like, the targeting locations of both are different, right? Because one, you had a known event, you had, it is a target of opportunity, it's a soft target, where you knew from a targeting standpoint that if I launch an attack there, the likelihood of high casualties was going to be there. The secondary at Las Vegas is a different construct. 9:40 on, or 8:40-ish on New Year's morning in Las Vegas.
That's a good point.
Not a lot of people there, so you're not really launching an attack. While it is an iconic site, it is a site because it is the former it's
a Trump Hotel.
Trump Hotel. That there is significance there, but in terms of causing damage. And then the second part of that, and John and I were talking beforehand, is what we know potentially of the driver of the Cybertruck with the military background. using low-order explosives, basically gasoline and black powder pyrotechnics, is not going to give you the blast radius that you need in the overpressurization to cause damage to the building or damage to others nearby.
Also, something about the behavior of the truck beforehand, John, you were talking about?
Well, he gets into town, and there's a combination of things. License plate readers that track him through Las Vegas from the moment he enters town, but also from Tesla, every place he stopped driving from where he started in Colorado Springs to charge that vehicle till he gets to Las Vegas. So they've got a good timeline. He spends about an hour driving around the Strip. He stops at a motel along the way for a period of time, but an hour before the explosion, he enters that driveway with his vehicle and does a slow pass around past the valet people and everything. And you have to ask yourself, what's he doing? To Jonathan's point, is he saying, it's 7-something in the morning and there's not a lot of people here. I'm going to come back in an hour and see if there's a bigger crowd. Or is he just doing his reconnaissance as a military operator would, which is, who stops you where am I going to place this so it's going to be, so the Elon Musk vehicle is going to be right under the Trump sign. We don't know what the symbolism that they were going for in this attack was, but I mean, they're looking at all of that. The idea that he drove through an hour beforehand is suggestive.
So we were 24 hours into this. I mean, almost literally in the Las Vegas thing, a little bit more in New Orleans. What do you think the next big piece of information will be, or what's reasonable to expect that we could learn soon?
Well, we're going to start getting information from these search warrants, right? And we're going to start understanding, from the localities of, both attackers, their residences in Houston and other locations, what can we garner from that, right? And I think, we have more information, more direction with the New Orleans attacker as opposed to Las Vegas right now. But that will change once we, identify the body, once we get these items of evidentiary value, we start piecing together, and trying to, figure out what is the motive here, what is driving both of these attacks, and are they connected? We have some threads here of connectivity, but again, the way that these attacks were launched, to me, signals some sort of differentiator.
I mean, how long could it take in Las Vegas to get some kind of confirmation one way or the other of ISIS ties, which I think would be hugely significant?
Well, if ISIS is going by its own playbook, they would have, if they recruited these people online, they would have obtained martyrdom videos from one or both of them. We've got clues from the self-made videos from the New Orleans attacker, which tells us a lot, but nothing yet from the Las Vegas piece. But ISIS could come out with their own communique if they're connected that way, or we could see something completely different. I mean, as Jonathan points out, there's two critical factors here, which is, who are they working for, if anybody? How were they recruited? The second factor is, who else might have been involved? We're seeing signs of that in Las Vegas, in New Orleans. We're not seeing signs of that yet in Las Vegas.
I got to say, this was a great discussion.
Sorry. I was like, maybe I just don't pause, and I just let them keep going. Maybe they'll cook something. And then what they cooked was, it might be ISIS. An American would never do something violent before. They've never done anything violent. So why? Oh my God. Great discussion. Excellent. Wonderful. Great. Really good. Really, really good. Really good. Jesus. Yeah. So there was this explosion. There was also the... Did you see the Fox News weapons grade anti-left maple glaze? Wait, what is this? I don't think I saw this. Representative Dan Muser blames DEI and the FBI investigating Trump for the attack in New Orleans. Let me see this.
How concerned should we be about homegrown terrorism? And these ideologies, there was an ISIS flag on the back of his truck, these ideologies seeping into the hearts and minds of Americans. Is this the new threat, in your opinion?
Well, it's certainly a threat, and that's why we need focus, and we need readiness, and we need clarity and priorities. The priority of the last 4 years has been DEI, if you will, not IEDs. And that's the truth. You talk to anyone who's willing to speak within these agencies, that's what their focus has been, not on this level of high-level preparation. I mean, let's face it, Director Wray raided the former president.
No. No. We got to listen to it again. They didn't say that. No, they didn't say that on TV.
And
That's fake.
priorities. The priority of the last 4 years has been DEI, if you will, not IEDs. And that's the truth. You talk to anyone who's willing to speak within these agencies, that's what their focus has been, not on this level of high level preparation.
He thought he cooked with that dude. He thought he.
I mean, let's face it, Director Wray raided the former president's home. The amount of time and energy and intelligence and funding had to go into something as useless as that, when meanwhile he testifies that we've never had a higher terrorist level due to threat, due to the open border, and these others getting radicalized. Look, there were flags on these guys. I mean, I'm hearing now that they may have actually known each other and been radicalized together. Now, that's unconfirmed.
The terrorist meet cute.
You see, this is exactly what I am talking about. The nature of capitalism and the police states necessitates half doors on bathroom stalls.
Stop. What if we got radicalized together and both committed a terrorist act? What if we did that?
But it's possible. So, yeah, we've got to get very, very serious about the work to be done. President Trump's a serious guy. He's bringing in serious people. It's not about DEI. It's about the safety and security of the American people.
Good. Amazing. Excellent stuff here. Excellent stuff on display here. Yes. Good. Excellent reporting. Here's what we actually know.
Heard this squeal and like the rev of an engine and then this huge loud impact and then the people screaming and debris, just metal, the sound of crunching metal and bodies.
So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas.
This is the suspect, Shamsud Dinjabar, a U.S. citizen from Texas.
In Houston, and I've been here all my life. Good evening. I'm Shamsuddin Jabbar, property manager with Blue Metal Properties.
42-year-old killed in a gunfight with armed police. Something that maybe they'll mention in the thing says that the suspect was also a U.S. military veteran. Witnesses say that he was wearing body armor. FBI is investigating whether or not he had links to ISIL. The U.S. president said that the group's flag was found in the vehicle. Oh, so it's not on the vehicle anymore. It's in the vehicle. Okay. Okay. Explosive devices were reportedly discovered at the scene. Attack happened at one of the country's busiest New Year's Eve destinations. And what I will say, yeah, here's...
Breaking news from New Orleans. The FBI is looking into the background of a Texas man who rammed a rented truck into a crowd.
At least 15 people have been killed. The FBI calling it an act of terrorism. KTLA 5's Annie Rose Ramos live in studio with the latest details. Annie Rose, good morning.
Megan, Chris, lots to cover here after an alleged terrorist driving a rented white pickup truck up Canal Street, jumps the curb at the entrance of Bourbon Street, gets over a police car and onto the sidewalk. And this morning we are learning his truck wasn't his only weapon. He also had a firearm and an explosive device. But before we show you some of these images from last night, we want to warn you, they may be disturbing. In the first few hours of the new year, terror on the streets of New Orleans. This cell phone video capturing the scene of bodies sprawled out on the city's famed Bourbon Street. The wounded being treated while still lying on the road. As police began racing towards the carnage after a driver plowed his pickup truck into the crowds in the historic French Quarter, killing as many as 15 people and injuring dozens of others.
Because of the intentional mindset of this perpetrator who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did.
Police saying the suspect started his attack at 3:15 a.m. local time, first using his car as a weapon, mowing people down for 3 blocks before crashing into a crane. He died in a shootout with police. 2 police officers were shot and injured, as many other onlookers looked on in horror and shock.
A truck, I didn't know it was a Ford F-150. I thought it was like a Yukon or something. A truck hits the corner and comes barreling through people, throwing people.
And like, let me say
This
two
guy's
things.
social media supposedly said something to the effect of, I was planning to kill my whole family at a gathering, but instead, I decided to join ISIS. Is doors that mental geometry happen?
Yeah, I'm skeptical anytime the media tries to link any type of terrorism in the United States or any type of violent actions in the United States to ISIS. I'm always skeptical. I'm sorry, dude. We literally live in a universe where cops plant evidence all the fucking time. I need to see proof of insane claims like that. So, pretty convenient also with a genocide going on. Yeah. Their job is planting evidence? Yeah. So anyways. What I will say is, yeah, I found the same thing, Moink, that it seems like there's no relationship or there's no relation between these two parties. I want to see the video of them finding the flag. Yeah. It's going to be on the same level as like the videos of the IDF members finding guns in a room with an MRI machine.
As you know, there's also an FBI investigation in Las Vegas. We are following up on all potential leads and not ruling everything out. However, at this point, there is no definitive link between the attack here in New Orleans and the one in Las Vegas. And again, I'll preface, as I close, I'll preface everything with what I started with in the beginning, which was this is very early in an investigation like this.
What I will say is, this is insane. Donald Trump used the deadly New Year's attack in New Orleans to bolster his fear-mongering about criminals crossing into the U.S. from abroad, and did not correct his assertion after the suspect was identified as a U.S. citizen from Texas. When I said that the criminals coming in are far worse than the criminals we have in our country, that statement was constantly refuted by Democrats and the fake news media, but it turned out to be true. Okay. Okay. He said his incoming administration would fully support the city of New Orleans as they investigate and recover from this act of pure evil. Fox News reported minutes prior to Trump's Truth Social post that the vehicle used by the suspect had crossed into Eagle Pass, Texas from Mexico 2 days before the attack. Just over an hour later, the conservative network retracted that reporting, saying its sources advised that the truck crossed the border on November 16th, apparently being driven by someone else. Later in the afternoon, it reported that the truck never crossed over from Mexico. Me when I lie. Me when I just lie, dude. That's crazy. I like how, like, the racism is off the charts here. They saw, like, a brown person and they were like, this is the Mexican border. Name Jabbar gets leaked. I think it's ISIS, actually. It's like, okay, that's where we're at now. That's where we're at. We just, okay. All right. Nice. Let's go. Meanwhile, U.S. born citizen. Sure. Okay. Whatever you say, guys. Whatever you say. Oh my God. The Mexican ISIS communist. Yeah. It's like, bro, we have the internet now? Yeah. So we definitely won't fall for misinformation. Next they'll be asking to see his birth certificate. Yeah. It's amazing how they just post shit, random shit so early, no one holds them accountable, they just backpedal. Yeah, and then they just like, they never issue retractions. They just say, we have news coming out that blah, 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 and blah. That's it. It's so funny because it's a Tesla, so no one can tell if it's a car bomb or if it did that. Oh, the Trump Tower one? Yeah. Yeah. The guy probably used a Tesla because he's like, it's okay. Even if my explosions don't work, the car should technically explode on its own. Just like if I leave it there long enough. Surely. Okay. Now. Just lift me a second. Seattle was made by a guy who looked at Vancouver and said, what if we do that? And then just put a 13-lane fucking highway through the middle of it. Oh, God. In other news, more lighthearted news, really quick. MrBeast is engaged to Thea Boyson. Real name for sure. Why are they all wearing MrBeast clothes? No! No! Dude, can you imagine? Okay, this is a bold statement, but I think if someone proposes to you wearing MrBeast gear, you should be like legally allowed to punch them once. Okay? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think if you were a grown adult wearing MrBeast loot, MrBeast gear, no. Why is there a clone of his wife in the background? She had to spend 72 hours inside an MRI machine to win her ring. New video. I proposed to 100 women and one of them accepted. Man, so good,
I'm
dude.
just pointing out she got them grippers out for free. That's how you
Whoa.
know your fiance has money.
Whoa. You're right. You're right. But just because you're right doesn't mean you should say it. Doesn't mean that. Oh my. Sorry, I got distracted with something. All right. You ever like scroll through Twitter and then there's just like porn on your Twitter? Or is that just me? And the problem is I don't even know who's posting it. I don't even know why it's on my feed because it doesn't show you anymore. No, I'm pretty sure that is everyone. Okay. All right, guys. Now for the main story for today. All right, for our main story. The mysterious fog. This post has 3 million views and 10,000 likes. Mysterious fogs, ... I keep seeing videos of people showing unusual fogs having chemical-like smell, and their belief is that it's causing respiratory illnesses and issues. Questions. Using this map, what letter group is your state in? Are you witnessing unusual fog activity? Is it normal this time of year for your area? Are you or anyone else experiencing unusual respiratory issues? My thoughts. I don't know what to believe. Sometimes the best barometer is us, so I thought it best to just ask everyone what they're seeing / experiencing. Honestly, I'm just sick and tired of having to worry about this kind of stuff. I want to live my damn life, ... I know you do too, but here we are. And then there's like these posts. It's like the worst part is I don't even know how many of these people are bots or how many of them are just boomers on their computer. I love that C is in Alaska. Yeah, because why not, right? C, East Texas. Well, we're back at the doctor. New DX. My husband's chest x-rays this morning are now being called concentrated pneumonia. We were just here on Friday and it was a flu from the fog and the burning the leaves from the trees. Do not breathe this stuff, guys. It's no good for anyone. If we were not personally going through it and me documenting it, I would have a hard time listening to the people say this. Please be safe. Denims, there might be something to this. I once watched an episode of Stargate and the fog was a whole people from another planet. You know, I've never heard of people getting respiratory issues in the winter. That's never happened before for me. I think. I don't think so. One of the fog posts got deleted in the time that I pulled it up and wanted to show it to you guys. But that's okay. We have other fog videos to watch together.
All right. So it's crazy foggy right now. But that's not the weird part. Okay. Like, number one, it's weird because as it gets later in the day, fog should lighten and dissipate. And it's really not. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. It smells like after you set off a bunch of fireworks. And like the taste of the air is, I mean, the only word I can think of is toxic. All right, so it's
Do these people know about like checking air quality outside? And sometimes, depending on what city you live in, air quality is really bad. I genuinely think that there are people who just like don't understand that like air quality does change from day to day. And it's not at all related to the fog here. Like, you can check your air quality. And you probably shouldn't go out. And also, wouldn't the air quality be worse after and before New Year's because of people literally shooting fireworks? Anyways.
Your help on this one. My friend who lives in East Texas woke up today and this is what was in her pool. Now she's lived in this property for over 11 years. Never has had anything like this happen before. No, she did not change any chemical regimen in her pool. The only thing that she said that was kind of weird was there was some really odd fog yesterday. But I've tried to look it up too. I can't find anything that would lead to anything like this happening or any reaction with water. So if anybody has any idea, any water experts out there, I know I have
any water experts
following my page.
Any water experts.
We need your help. All right, guys. Thanks so much for your help.
I'd put like $50 that like your kid put a bar of soap in there. Or like put like drop their bottle of like bubbles in there. As you can see, it's been sprayed in. And then this fog does not look like fog. 6:30 a.m. Florida. He lives in a snow globe. Guys, you'll never believe it. There's particles in the air. What the fuck? What the hell? Okay, I'm calling my scientist colleagues for help. This was just taken now in southwest Florida. This is not fog. There's no moisture. If you're there, collections are needed. Lab personnel, we need you. Maybe some children were left behind. Random unprompted friend of mine sent me this morning. She did not see my post or interest in this. This is what's on top of our generator after the fog. Looks oily. Not sure how to take a sample. That literally just looks like normal water vapor. What the hell? It just looks like condensation. What do you mean you don't know how to take a sample? What does that even mean? Oh my God. My bets are calcium, lithium, titanium, or magnesium, or a mix. Could be others, but these are some of the most common in hair. Bit of arsenic, too. Oh my God! Relevant clip?
George W. Bush, you will fucking rot in hell. You will burn in hell. George W.
Oh man. Oh man, dude. Yeah. Yeah. But wait, there's more. Downtown Orlando, Monday, the 30th. Recorded this video not thinking anything of it. Interesting how it's set in so fast. In all my years, I've never experienced something like that. Hashtag fog, hashtag fog vid. Hashtag fog vid 24. Oh, as in like COVID. Okay.
This fog set in like 5 minutes ago. Look at that. Like you can't even like read that. And it looks like fucking Gotham. This fog.
When I got in the car this morning, I could see the windows immediately fog up, revealing what looked like human hands against the windows. Evidence of this fog having a more spectral quality than we believe. Guys, this is really weird. There's fog. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, there's more. This whole thing reminds me of the time that people had to explain to XQC what condensation was. Stop. No. No, please. No, please. That's not real. That didn't happen, guys. That didn't happen. That's fake. Nope. No, this is fake. This is for sure AI generated.
When I go downstairs, I have a Coke bottle, yeah, from the machine or some shit. I bring it back up, right? And when I touch it, I don't get wet at all. Like my hands are fine, right? But when I let it there, after a couple times, dude, I play the fucking game. I get it, and it's fucking full of water, dude. It's full of fucking water, dude. Look at that shit. Look at that, dude. It's dripping.
No. This is, guys, you can't believe all the videos you see on the internet, okay? This one was posted 6 years ago. And AI videos had to have been created back then. Because no one would say something this stupid. That's not possible. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not.
Look at that shit. It's dripping. Why? Condensation. Okay, what about condensation? What about it? What does that shit fucking do?
No.
So fucking annoying.
No. No.
Condensation. Condensation.
Water collects as droplets on a cold surface when humid air is in contact with. So you make water. The fuck? So there's no water and then there's water. It just creates itself. Huh?
Some children left behind. Some children left behind. What is this video? Guys.
Laughing face.
Guys, he dropped out of high school to go pro Overwatch, but you learned that in middle school. Evaporation, precipitation, condensation. You learned it in middle school. I learned it in 5th grade. I learned it in 5th grade. No. Man. I think the other problem also, I can't speak on Canadian education, but what I can say is like, people just don't appreciate learning. People just don't enjoy learning.